For over 100 years, they've been the unsung heroes of city life. Silent movers of millions. From the smoky streets of 1920 to the electric highways of today. This is the story of transformation. This is a century of buses, from 1920 to 2024. 1. The dawn of the bus, 1920s. The year was 1920. The world had just emerged from the First World War, and cities were beginning to stir with modern dreams. Among cobbled streets and rattling horse carts, a new symbol of mobility emerged, the motorbus. Buses at the time were crude, boxy, and slow, mostly retrofitted trucks with bench seats. Early manufacturers like Daimler and Leyland Motors were pioneers. Their creations had open tops, wooden frames, and solid rubber tires that thundered across uneven roads. But even with their flaws, these buses represented freedom. For the first time, people could travel across town for a few coins. Workers, students, families, mobility was no longer a luxury. It was becoming a right. 2. The rise of public transport, 1930s, 1940s. As the 1930s approached, bus designs improved. Streamlined bodies, closed roofs, and better suspensions made rides more bearable. The Great Depression forced cities to seek affordable transport options. And buses answered the call. In London, the iconic double-decker Routemaster began early evolution. In the US, companies like Yellow Coach, later part of GM, introduced the teardrop bus, a sleek, Art Deco marvel. World War II temporarily halted production, as factories shifted to military needs. But buses played another role, moving troops and workers, keeping economies running. In war and peace, the bus became indispensable. 3. The Golden Age, 1950s, 1960s. The post-war boom fueled a global transportation revolution. Cities expanded, industries flourished, and buses became bigger, faster, and smarter. In the US, Greyhound Silver Streamline coaches symbolized long-distance travel. In Germany, Mercedes-Benz introduced the 0321H, a model that set new standards in comfort and engineering. In India, Tata Motors emerged as a bus-building powerhouse. Japan's Hino and Isuzu began crafting bulletproof reliability into every model. Meanwhile, Brazil, Russia, and China started building their own fleets, tailored for their vast geographies. Technological improvements included air brakes, power steering, and automatic doors. Paint schemes brightened. Interiors got plush. The bus was no longer a box on wheels. It was an icon of progress. 4. Global diversity, 1970s, 1980s. As the world modernized, so did the bus. The 1970s and 80s brought environmental concerns, oil crises, and urban expansion, pushing the evolution of mass transport even further. Europe led the charge in design. Volvo, MAN, and Scania introduced sleek, low-emission city buses. Articulated buses, with flexible midsections, debuted to carry more passengers on tighter routes. In America, buses adapted for accessibility, with wheelchair lifts and lowered floors. GM's RTS, Rapid Transit Series, became a futuristic symbol of public transit. In the developing world, buses took on unique cultural identities, brilliantly painted chicken buses in Central America, elaborately decorated Pakistani trucks, and handcrafted Filipino jeepneys. Buses weren't just machines. They were cultural mirrors, reflections of the cities they served. 5. Innovation takes the wheel, 1990s, 2000s. The 90s brought a tech boom, and buses were quick to catch the wave. GPS systems, digital fare machines, and real-time tracking entered the scene. Bus rapid transit, BRT, systems revolutionized cities like Bogotá and Curitiba, dedicating bus-only lanes to beat congestion. Hybrid buses began appearing, reducing emissions while saving fuel. China exploded onto the scene, with Yutong and Qinglong building fleets to serve booming megacities. In Europe, Solaris and Van Hool introduced low-floor designs that set the standard for accessibility. Meanwhile, in America, buses began adapting to new needs: airport shuttles, school buses with safety sensors, and corporate commuter coaches. The world was changing, and buses were evolving to keep pace. 6. The Green Revolution, 2010s. The 2010s marked a turning point. Climate change, air quality, and energy efficiency were no longer afterthoughts, they were front and center. Enter the electric bus. Pioneers like Proterra, BYD, and New Flyer began building all-electric models with zero tailpipe emissions. Cities like Shenzhen in China converted entire bus fleets to electric. Battery technology improved. Charging infrastructure expanded. Governments subsidized clean energy projects, and public transport systems embraced the green wave. From diesel smoke to whisper-quiet electric hums, the change was audible. The bus was reborn, cleaner, quieter, and smarter than ever before. 7. The Smart Bus Era, 2020 to 2024. The 2020s brought the age of intelligence. Smart buses now roam the streets, equipped with AI, IoT, and autonomous capabilities. Electric buses dominate headlines. The Mercedes-Benz e-Citaro, Tesla's Robovan rumors, BYD's K9, all promise a future where public transport is sustainable and cutting-edge. Autonomous pilot programs launched in cities like Helsinki, Singapore, and San Francisco. Buses without drivers, navigating via sensors and GPS. Solar-powered bus stops. Contactless payments. Live tracking apps. Voice-activated assistants. The humble bus had become a technological marvel, a rolling computer on wheels. And then came design. Sleek, LED-lit exteriors. Panoramic glass. Eco-friendly interiors made from recycled materials. The line between luxury and public transport began to blur. 8. Regional innovations and cultural icons. While technology surged globally, local innovation thrived too. In India, electric startup Electra Greentech began mass-producing e-buses tailored to harsh conditions. In South Korea, Hyundai launched hydrogen fuel cell buses, emitting only water vapor. In Africa, mobility startups brought solar minibuses to rural roads. In Europe, double-decker electric buses returned to London, blending nostalgia with sustainability. In Latin America, articulated e-buses shaped modern BRT systems. In every corner of the world, the bus kept rolling, adapting, evolving, and driving communities forward. 9. Beyond transport, buses as symbols. A bus is more than a machine. It's a lifeline, a symbol of access, a bridge between opportunity and the everyday person. For students, it's the yellow chariot to knowledge. For workers, it's the reliable ride to livelihood. For cities, it's the pulse that keeps them beating. For the planet, it's a step toward greener futures. And in crises, floods, strikes, pandemics, buses have stepped up. Transporting frontline workers. Evacuating cities. Connecting lives. The bus doesn't discriminate. It serves all, rich or poor, young or old, every race, every class.
10. The future beyond 2024. So where does the road go from here? Expect smarter buses, connected to city grids, adjusting routes in real time. Expect greener power, solid-state batteries, hydrogen cells, even wireless charging while driving. Expect better accessibility, AI-powered assistance for the blind, ramps for wheelchairs, personalized alerts, and perhaps no steering wheel at all. But one thing is certain. As long as people need to move, the bus will evolve. It will keep rolling, changing, adapting, and carrying the world forward, one ride at a time. From the rattle of 1920s wooden wheels to the silent glide of 2024's electric marvels, the journey of the bus is the journey of humanity itself. A century of change. A century of service. A century of buses. Subscribe to Gearless Garage, where machines become legends.